For long, many propagandists envied Bobi Wine, assuming he was swimming in money, courtesy of the roughly 3 billion shillings the NUP party is annually entitled to receiving from the state through the Electoral Commission under the iPod arrangement. But the actual truth is, Mr. Wine is financially struggling because the too much financial problems facing the country's leading opposition party have since made the 3 billion shillings seem like peanuts because it's simply not enough to match the party's ever-mounting problems. Sources say that besides the obvious obligations such as paying exorbitant salaries for secretariat staff and utility bills for electricity, water and the internet, the man from Mulengera is financially stressed with having to materially support hundreds of families whose breadwinners have repeatedly been incarcerated since the beginning of drone operations, which have seen countless NUP fictionaries and mobilizers getting apprehended and made to go missing. The principal is financially more depressed today than he was at his lowest as a musician. He must be quietly regretting the bottomless pit he got himself into. He has to pay rent and school fees besides feeding and medical bills for all the children of detained comrades. And to make it even worse, some of the elected leaders like MPs keep coming to him for financial help, ostensibly for the vulnerable in their constituencies, even when they are known to earn lots of money, says a source from Kamocha, adding that even the juicy salaries and enablers like lunch provision that continue to be availed to staff at Kamocha have equally drained the party's coffers. Even those who continue to be jailed require lawyers who are hired and paid or facilitated by the Kamocha-based NUP headquarters under the stewardship of the same principal Bobi Wine Kyagulanyi Ssentamu. The fact that a significant number of milk-card politicians began shunning Kamocha and the principal personally after winning elections has also had a draining effect on the party's unenviable cash flow situation, leaving Secretary General David Louis Rubongoya and other bureaucrats struggling to balance the boat. Yet, there isn't much money that NUP gets from rich donors abroad or even Western organizations operating in Kampala, as detractors always maliciously go claiming in order to incite party faithfuls. In a related development, Mulengeranews has established from sources very close to Bobi Wine that growing consensus among members of Kamocha's Pundits Club that the Mukono Municipality MP Bobi Wine ticks more boxes than any other person regarding who should become the next leader of opposition in parliament after Matthias Mpuga, who is supposed to do 2.5 years and give away for someone else. Unless the principal changes his mind to avoid being second-guessed, Betty Namboze is the next leader of opposition because there is growing consensus that her English-speaking limitations notwithstanding, no one has better credentials than hers, given the current times in contemporary Uganda, says a well-briefed Kamocha insider. She is a fighter, a unifier, easily agreeable to the broader opposition because she is an ally for the likes of Kizza Besigye, and Bobi is convinced she has exhibited adequate personal loyalty to him, which naturally is very important because that's how politics is played in our part of the world.